Store-branded or retail credit cards promise perks at the register, but they also come with sky-high interest rates that can quickly wipe out the savings. A new bank rate survey of retail credit cards shows that the annual average percentage rate hovering around 30%. That's about 1.5 times higher than the average interest rate for all credit cards. It also found that the highest retail card APR was around 36%, carried by 13 different cards, including Victoria's Secret and Saks. Well, here to break it all down for us with more on what these high rates mean is consumer expert Morgan Ward. Morgan, welcome back to The Take. We appreciate you. All right, so we know Visa, American Express, and MasterCard. We know about those cards, but what led to a lot of these other stores offering their own charge cards? It seems as soon as you buy your stuff, they say, hey, do you want to pay with a card here at Saks or whatever? So what led to all of this?
Well, because it's a real profit center for them. They offer you these discounts up front and they say, oh, you might get 20% off, or you will get 20% off, you'll get a discount, you'll get some sort of benefit later. We really anchor on that as consumers and get excited about that. And we don't realize that that entire benefit will be basically sucked up by the 30% APR that we're going to have to pay later. So it's a real question of sort of delaying gratification now because you don't want to pay for it later.
Yeah, that's the big thing. So why are these retail store credit cards, in terms of the interest rates, why are they so much higher than the regular credit cards?
They're higher because they want to create a way of benefiting for themselves. So it's a way of making it so that you have a benefit for yourself as the consumer, seemingly, but that they're absolutely allowed to charge up to 30%. So there's some laws and there's some legality around how high they can charge, but they can charge up to 30%. And that, of course, is very lucrative for a credit card because most of us don't necessarily pay the entire balance off every single month. So that's where they make their money.
It can really add up. So what's the real cost to shoppers who carry some of those big balances on these cards? And sometimes it's multiple cards that people have from some of these stores.
Yeah, so if you think about it, just to put it in simple terms, if you're carrying $1,000 balance and you have a 30% APR, that means you're paying $300 to have that $1,000 benefit. That benefit of being able to use your charge card. And you may get some discount, some small discount on the product itself, but it will be more than offset by the amount of money that you're going to pay in interest. So that is sort of how the money works, and you can sort of project how much more money you'll pay in interest the higher those credit card balances are and the longer that you carry them.
Yeah, it really can wipe out the benefits. So what happens though if you are someone who says, you know, I have a great credit score, but you then carry a balance on one of these retail cards? Can that hurt you? Is it a big deal?
Actually, if you have a great credit score and you are the kind of person who pays off every single month, you can derive some benefit from this because you can get cash back, you can get some discounts. So there is some benefit if you are one of those people that conscientiously make sure that you never have a balance. So I don't want to say that you charging on them just in general is necessarily a bad thing. It's more about your behavior and how you use these effectively or ineffectively that determine whether or not these are actually a good idea for you.
So Morgan, are you better off though just using a general rewards card or the buy now, pay later option, or one of these retail cards? Is one better than the other?
I think that really does actually depend on how you use the card. I would say if you're a person that's not certain that you're going to pay them off every single month, you probably would be better off with the two options you mentioned, either a lower interest credit card or buy now, pay later, or something that defers the interest and you can divide it up yourself for a year. Best Buy, for instance, does that, and it can be really effective. So it really is about your use. If you know for sure that you are going to pay it off this month and you can get a 20% discount, well then more power to you. But if you aren't sure, then you would probably want to use a more traditional credit card.
Yeah, the key word, responsible. Use these cards responsible either way. Morgan Ward, thanks for joining us. We always appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.